Ladies and gentlemen, how do?
Hello, all you lovely people. I present to you a bigger than family size, a mega size wall of shame, as there is an assortment of shandy drinking bastards and some manly mods who get well above their station. Now, if only they would learn to read, then they might actually do a fair and decent job and be worthy of holding such a position. There is a selection of cool, aid-drinking sheeple that like to think they are God's gift to YouTube and believe everything that their favourite YouTuber tells them. Unfortunately, not only did the doctor slap the wrong end when they were born, but they also had a sense of humour bypass. Although this video takes a sarcastic swipe, there will also be a lot of truth in what is being said, and I want all the rational people who are capable of some critical thinking to really take note and see these people for what they really are, and not how they might come across on YouTube. So, without any further ado, let's put up the wall of shame. Here is the first of our very suspicious list of suspects for this bigger than family size edition of the Wall of Shame. Please read the thread carefully, as our very manly mod, who is making his second appearance on the Wall of Shame, did not. We will get to him a bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to misery personified, DJ Mardy Poo. Here I am, minding my own business, just trying to put a smile on Mr. McGuinness's face with a new handle and some throwaway messages. Here's Daddy Big Bucks, Mr. Violet Snot. Early doors, and he's already buying people's friendship with yet another donation, and this person is a mod on countless channels. Why I will never understand, because he is biased, always seeking attention, like that puppy that has just left a wet stain on the carpet but wants you to pet them. I then cheekily ask him to lend me a $5, nothing threatening or harassing about it, as you can clearly see. Now here comes the lover of washing machines, and if you thought J.D. Vance was a bit strange with his sofa, then meet DJ Mardy Poo, whose one and only contribution to the discourse on YouTube is their video all about their lovely washing machine I showed a small clip of in my last video. I am sorry, but that is sadness beyond belief. And they chimed in with this little gem. I bet they get chosen to give the children's Bible studies and church sermons with such mastery of the vocabulary and their sophistication. Well, I was so overjoyed at being sent such a delightful and heartfelt message that I thought it only prudent to respond. Do I swear or throw baseless accusations at them? No, and I even ask about their mental well-being, as I am an awfully nice chap. Please notice that I do not swear or call them really insulting names, except maybe Mardy Poo, but I would classify that as a statement of truth rather than an insult. I just wish that certain manly mods would notice this, and that I didn't have to keep calling them out for their need to go to Specsavers. Let us continue now, our very grisly and self-proclaimed leader of the fun police. Then decides to further encourage my attention by sending me this one. I have addressed the very unhinged ramblings contained in this message in my previous video, which I will leave a link to. Get a life indeed. How very choice, coming from someone who chose of their own free will to post up a video all about their washing machine, and what's next? Will it be the sex life of a carrot, or how to have fun watching paint dry? Here is my considered but gentlemanly response. They really should get some therapy to help with both their anger issues and daddy issues, as very trivial things seem to trigger them, and I did offer the titty baby a lollipop. They really do need psychological help. Maybe they are the victims of a botched lobotomy. I remind them that I am taking the proverbial, having some fun, and suggest that maybe they should try it sometime, as it might help release the massive stick that they have stuck up their backside. And in rides our manly mod Mr. Violet Snot, who is now making a second appearance on the wall of shame for doing pretty much the same thing and trying to ride in on his big white stallion to save the perceived damsel in distress. Violet Snot claims to be all-seeing, but must be as blind as Mr. Magoo. Maybe he will get employed by Trump for the next false flag assassination attempt, because I am having to post up the messages to show what he should actually have seen. This is both really biased and extremely poor moderation on his part. Maybe he is burnt out from moderating on every Tom, Dick and Harry's channel. Is there really any need for him to moderate on so many channels? What is he trying to prove? Maybe he is compensating for something, and all the money he throws around acting like Daddy Big Bucks super chats, donations and memberships spaffed out everywhere he likes to show off, all part of his manly mod persona in search of self-gratification. Here's an idea for you. Violet Snot, try actually reading the thread and timing out the people who, in your own words, are not being respectful. You know, like the one swearing and being insulting. After our manly mod has checked in on his perceived damsel in distress, he then proceeds to, you guessed it, give the wrong person a timeout, and poor little hard done by DJ Mardy Poo tries to give Violet Snot their inside scoop on me. Somehow I think that MI6 can feel safe that PC Mardy Poo of the Fun Police will not be putting them out of a job any time soon, and Mensa will not be sending them any awards anytime soon. DJ Mardy Poo then adds me to a list of some sort. Perhaps they've chosen to add me to their Christmas card list, which would be really spiffing of them. Here's the part where another moderator jumps in to try to give our manly mod, Mr. Violet Snot, some help with his investigation by sending him some screenshots. Now, I wonder if they were the same screenshots I have shown here. Surely, if they were, then Mr. Manly Mod would have actually been a man and apologized to me for wrongfully giving me a timeout yet again. But he didn't, and our story continues. On Friday evening, where I sit quietly for about 30 minutes before popping in on the Friday Frolic. I ask if Violet Snot remembers me and inquire how his investigation is going, as I am hoping to get an apology from him for another repeat of his very sloppy moderating, only to have him give me the big one, thinking that, because he is a moderator, he can do whatever he likes, and not get called out for it or face any backlash. Well, Alistair, old bean, I have got news for you. Our big manly mod and the saviour of perceived damsels in distress, who must be visually impaired, did not apologise, and instead he gave me another time out and thought he was a big, hard man crowing about it. Here's what happens next. I then log in using my very well-known handle of Sir Larry the Cat and message him this, as I am curious as to why he keeps messing up and putting me on timeouts. Surely it's not that difficult to read a thread. Our big bad manly mod, Mr. Violet Snot, knowing that he has, and I am putting this politely, messed up, then decides to play the victim. Oh, how very touching. His message really tugged at my heartstrings. The big manly mod poos his pants and runs off crying like a baby just minutes after giving me the big one. And the sad losers that also did not take the time to read the thread all decide to jump in and give him their big girly bottom kisses. Let's meet another so-called moderator, Jao Moreros. Now, our paths have crossed on a few occasions, but I lost any respect that I might have had for him due to his constant support of a massive grifter and labour-loving denier known as All Shorts, who I outed he's just a YouTube whore going wherever he can get the most donations and YouTube revenue from for doing as little as possible. Zhao, thanks for the time out. You must have a really short memory, as I have put you in your place on more than one occasion, but you have come back for more. Let me pass on some information to you. Old boy, nobody is interested in hearing about your beloved Portugal, which you're forever banging on about. Bragging has reached levels of tedium that were hitherto unknown. Who cares? I certainly don't, and you make Keir Starmer look interesting. Really, you love it when you can make it here, do you? Now, if other people on here were to be honest, they would say that no one misses you, and your jokes are more stale than deformed UK's immigration policy. To me, you are like that buzzing fly that gets all the attention required once it has been swatted, and even dry toast has more flavour than the boring, asinine comments which you think are funny. There's a new phrase being used instead of "if you believe that, then I have a bridge to sell you." It's now "if you believe that, then I have a tree to sell you." Hello, Mad Monk. I see you bought one of those lovely trees. Do you have massive ears? And did your parents want to call you Toby, as you are a prize Toby jug? That's a little bit of rhyming slang for the uninitiated. Given how you once said to me that you are very glad that you have not upset me, and yet here you are huffing and puffing and agreeing with this bunch of clowns calling themselves moderators. They all seem to be sniffing each other's farts, getting high on their own supply, and are developing something similar to a god complex, a mod complex. Take it from me that you are not above reproach, and I will call you out. You do not scare or intimidate me. In fact, I see you all, pathetic little sad men, with too much power and not enough savvy to use it properly. Now, wasn't that an assortment of some very truth-twisting, self-aggrandizing and attention-seeking bunch of gaslighters all indulging in mutual masturbation? Here is my apology to Darren Daly Blaze. I am sorry that this all came to a head on your Friday frolic. That having been said, I make no apology to any of those featured on the Wall of Shame, and hope that I have opened people's eyes as to who you lot really are. I do not care who you are, or think that you are. I will give you the level of respect that you earn, and I am not afraid to call out bullshit when I see it. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, then not only are you lovely people, but you also have great taste, and you should also subscribe to the Two Davies for news and politics from a very Scottish perspective, and that rantastic Mr. McGuinness. You should also subscribe to Mr. Daly Blase's channel for merriment, mischief, and the Friday frolics. Cue growling cat.